Hey everybody, we're going to start off in the car wash. Yay, nice and loud. It's dark and it's only 5:37. This is, what is today? I'm losing track of time. Today is Monday. What does that make it? November, got to do my math in my head. I think it's the 18th. Yes. So November 18th, 2024. About to head over to meet up with my wife. We're gonna have some dinner. Not sure where yet, but I thought I'd get in my little chat with you guys. I think I'll pull off after I get out of this car wash and we'll talk a bit. Don't know if I want to drive in the dark trying to do a video. Probably not a good idea. My topic today that I would like to talk about is Ozempic. I have been on Ozempic for a couple of months now, but not full force, not the full dose that ultimately I'm going to get to. So my doctor explained to me our game plan. I can turn on my light right here. Our game plan is to slowly get me used to the higher dose. And ultimately, I believe we are shooting for the end dose, or the highest one will be 2 milligrams per injection. So today I started my first round of 1 milligram, and I don't notice anything. So I am almost 400 pounds. I am almost 5'10". I'm almost 60. I'm trying to find a place where I can just kind of park and get out of the way of everybody. I think I'll go over here. Yeah, these little places to park to vacuum. I think people will leave me alone over there. So today I started it. It'll be the first of 4 injections. So 1 a week for a month. Tough math there, right? And then I'm assuming then we upgrade or update the dose to 2 milligrams at that point. So I know I want to kind of go back to my experience with this right from the start. I know when I was about to do my first injection, I was a little leery, was not sure how this was going to affect me, what kind of reactions would I feel, should I be near a bathroom when I take this. I wasn't sure. I Googled stuff, and you read every range of story. So I decided to do it on a Friday, and because my wife and I run a facility, our hours can vary, especially mine. I cover the overnight shift. I do a lot of work during the day, at home. But if I'm there working a shift, it's usually the overnight shift. And that varies depending on who shows up, who we have hired. Yeah, you get it. So this particular day, I just happened to be working that night. And I don't know why I decided to start it on a Friday, but I did. And nothing. I felt nothing. Very easy to do. You got instructions that are looks like you have to have a college degree to get through it all, but it is very basic when you get down to it. You prime the new pen. If it's a brand new pen that you have not used yet, you have to prime it. It's very simple. They walk you through that. And then it's just a matter of setting the dose on the little dial. You inject it, hold it, push down the button, in goes the medication, wherever you decide to do it. I do it can't really see, on the left of my belly button, I just grab a handful of fat and in it goes. And you inject it, and the little dial will click along until it's fully dispensed, and then they tell you to hold it there for about 6 seconds. And I do a slow 6-second count, and then I just take it out. And sometimes you get a very small little droplet of blood where you had the injection, but it's very painless. Maybe thinner people might have a little bit more pain, but I kind of doubt it. It's a very small little needle. It's like 1/4 of an inch. Just small, maybe even smaller than that. But it was easy to do, and I waited for the symptoms. I waited for whatever was going to happen. Never did. I didn't notice anything different with my appetite or energy or anything. And granted, this initial dose was only 0.25 milligrams, very low. So it did that for, I think it was like 6 weeks, because the pen could or had enough for 6 injections. So I did that for 6 weeks. Then I got a refill, and we went up to the 0.5 milligrams and did that for 4 weeks. So what is that? 10. So I've done 10 injections plus then today. So I've got the refill. It was the beefier pen, a lot more in it, and I think it has a total of 4 milligrams. And we'll be doing the 1 milligram for the next, today and 3 more weeks. I still feel nothing. I don't know if I have the wrong expectations. I think I eat the same. Not really noticing anything. I will say, though, that my doctor said the weight loss phase doesn't really kick in until we get to that 2 milligrams. So that's okay. I guess I was thinking I would feel something. I mean, I did feel a little, I don't even know what the word is. It's not nauseated. It's not dizzy. If you have anybody who has sinus problems, and when your sinuses start to kind of get inflamed, you start to feel a little groggy. You start to, even when it just starts, you kind of have that off feeling. That's what it felt like. But I do have sinus problems sometimes. And today, I didn't really notice big sinus problems, but I always have something along those lines. So it could have been just related to the sinuses. But overall, I feel fine. I don't know what to expect. Now, one thing that might be a benefit that I'm not seeing yet is this is a diabetic drug, and I am pre-diabetic. So I don't remember what my last numbers were, but they were in the mid to low 6s on the A1C test results. So I've been, my doctor does tell me that I'm pre-diabetic, and if they stay high or over the 6.5, I think that's the number, then I would be classified as diabetic if it didn't come down. So I may have some good results in that area. I don't know. I haven't had blood work in a couple of months. So I don't want to shoot it down completely. I will be patient. I will see this through until we get to the 2 milligrams and do that for a couple of months at least. And see where it goes. And at least some blood work. So I want to see if it's worth it. As a lot of you already know, Ozempic is not cheap. But at this point in my life, I feel like it's worth spending the money if it can make my quality of life better. Because that's really what's important at this time. I think it's important at any time, really. But maybe when you're young, you don't realize it as much. And as you get older and things are not as good, you don't feel as well as you used to. Things are not as easy to do anymore. Your recovery is not the same. When you're in your 20s, you just bounce around and everything's fine. You got all the energy you need. You can bend and reach everything, and you can climb, and you can, stairs are usually not a problem. Now, granted, if you have a serious health problem in your 20s, you're going to have issues too. But just assuming there aren't any issues, you feel great for the most part. And each decade, it seems like that kind of slowly degrades. I'm going to be getting into my 6th decade in a couple of years here, and I can only imagine what it's going to be like, that during that time. And if I get into my 70s, what's that going to feel like? So, if this can help my quality of life, then certainly, why not? I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a shot since I'm able to. I wish the Ozempic cost would come down quite a bit. I think we'd see a lot of people trying it. I hear a lot of good things about it. I've also heard some people that said it didn't work for them. And that does concern me. Not just because they made the statement, but because why they made the statement. They said, my problem with food isn't because I overeat because I'm always hungry. I eat just to eat. That's me. That is me completely. I don't really have a hunger problem. I have a snacking problem. My meals, I'm generally, my meal is very typical. And I'm not saying American typical, where it's gargantuan plates and everything like that. But it does seem nothing out of the ordinary. No matter where I go, if I go to a restaurant, I see other people, thin, tall, big, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, okay, I see what they're eating, and I eat about the same thing. It's nothing overly drastic. Now maybe I'm not eating perfect, and I'm sure I don't, but to the point where I should be 400 pounds or close to it, that's not my issue. My issue is not the meal time. It's the in-between meal time. And I have to make it a point to not buy snacks to be around me. I have to have them far away, if at all. If they're anywhere nearby and convenient for me to grab, I will grab them, and that'll be that. So will this help me? Does Ozempic, how does it help you lose weight? Does it curb your appetite? Well, I don't know if that's going to help me. Does it just make my body process food differently? I believe it does. I believe it does slow down absorption or digestion or something, but why would that be important? Does that mean you're full longer? Okay, well, that wasn't my problem. I would eat when I was full, many times. I would be full, and so full I feel like I want to burst, and then that feeling of bursting would slowly subside and be like, hey, is there cake? Slowing down my digestion. I don't know. We'll see, though. I'm going to give it a shot. I am giving it a shot. And we'll see how it goes. So join me on this. I will update everybody with my Ozempic journey. I think this is important. I know there's a lot of them out there, but here's my side of it. I'm like, you see my age. I'm an older person, or not terribly old, unless I ask my kids. Are you watching, kids? I'm not old. I'm not very active, so I want to do that. I'm fairly sedentary. I can be a little active at the facility because there's things to do, and you can't just sit there. You have to kind of move around and help the residents. So, but I'm not a full-time, day-to-day staff at the facility. A lot of the job that I do is sitting on my butt in front of my laptop at my desk, doing a lot of that online stuff. No excuses. That's just what it is. That's my situation. We'll see if Ozempic can help a guy like me, and I'll keep you updated. Have a great night. Enjoy your day, whatever time it is you're watching this. Talk to you next time. Bye.